Hello again. Thank you very much for staying with us. So the Gauteng High Court in Pretoria has dismissed Public Protector Busisiwe Mkhwebane's bid to appeal a judgment on former SARS Deputy Commissioner Ivan Pillay's pension package. So it also dismissed Pillay and Public Enterprises Minister Pravin Gordhan's application for a cross appeal. So last year, the court had ruled that Mkhwebane's findings, which stated that Gordhan had acted unlawfully on the approval of Pillay's early retirement package, was irrational. News 24 senior legal journalist Karyn Maughan joins me now live. Karyn, a very good evening to you. Thanks indeed for your time. So what exactly were these appeal applications about?
Well, first of all, Public Protector Busisiwe Mkhwebane went to the High Court in Pretoria seeking an order that effectively overturned the vast majority of the judgment that was issued against her, that essentially found that the report in relation to, Pravin Gordhan and the early retirement issue, in which he found that he had acted unlawfully and improperly and should face potential disciplinary action from President Cyril Ramaphosa, was invalid. She sought to have that judgment overturned, except in relation to a striking out application in terms of certain averments that Pravin Gordhan had made in his application in 3 parts, which she did not seek to appeal. Pravin Gordhan, in turn, sought to appeal the court's striking out decision in terms of certain allegations that he made about her decision being irrational under the Promotion of Administrative Action Act. The court found that because the ACA had made a ruling with regards to a case involving home affairs, that effectively was settled law and it wasn't appropriate for him to bring it up in this case. He stuck to his guns and said that he does believe on a legal interpretation that the public protector's decisions are open to review under this particular piece of legislation, and that it was wrong for the court to order him to pay a punitive costs order in relation to this aspect, because he felt that, he did not agree with the court, which found that it was effectively an abuse of court process. So quite a narrow issue on the part of Pravin Gordhan, who was the ultimate victor in this particular judgment in the first instance, and quite a broad appeal on the part of the public protector.
Why did the court make the ruling it did?
Well, effectively, it said that, if you are going to, our current legal framework demands that if you're going to grant people the right to appeal aspects of a decision, you need to be able to show that another court would come to a different decision than you had. They didn't feel that on either of those particular arguments advanced by the public protector and by Gordhan's counsel that they had a reasonable prospect of success on appeal, and they didn't feel that there were any real new and legal novel points that could be addressed on appeal. So they just found that essentially there wasn't a basis for another court to hear this case.
How does this a particular ruling, Karyn, connect to the state capture inquiry and Tom Moyani's cross-examination of Pravin Gordhan?
Well, what is so interesting, and it's actually occurring in the social media space at the moment, much has been made of the fact that, it's been sort of put out there that Pravin Gordhan was seeking to appeal another court ruling within this case that effectively found that his allegations about the public protector being incompetent and having nefarious motivations when it came to the timing of the release of this report, that he was trying to appeal a ruling that found that those allegations were scandalous, vexatious, and must be struck out with a punitive cost order being issued against him. He actually did not seek to appeal that particular aspect as really in regards to Paja, but how this is being communicated on social media in certain quarters is that he was trying to challenge those findings, that his allegations were vexatious. And the reason that's important, Griselda, is we know that Dali Mpofu, who was acting for the public protector, or has acted for her as well, had made much of this finding that Gordhan had made scandalous and vexatious allegations of effectively corruption and nefarious motivation against the public protector without having a leg to stand on, evidentially, and trying to suggest in the state capture inquiry that, in fact, he had done the same to SARS Commissioner Tom Moyane in suggesting that he was somehow at the root of the ultimately aborted prosecution against him in relation to Ivan Pillay's early retirement. So there is this kind of misrepresentation going on that's conflating those two things, when in fact Gordhan's appeal was on quite a narrow legal ground. He did not seek to appeal the court's finding against him in relation to those vexatious and scandalous allegations against the public protector and her competence. But I'm not sure that the facts of that particular issue are going to sway public opinion at this stage.
Karyn, thank you very much indeed. News 24 senior legal journalist Karyn Maughan joining us this evening. Thanks indeed for your time.